What's up, gang? It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of what is this called? Marketing for the Rest of Us. Marketing for the Rest of Us. That's what this is called. Why? Because the rest of us need to advocate for ourselves about how we can play the game of marketing without being left behind. We don't need to do the manipulative tricks of marketing. We just get to be ourselves and bring our truth to the world because that is actually what the world wants. That is what this show is dedicated to. So, we're going to talk today about surrendering and partnering with one framework. So I talk a lot about frameworks. You know that if you've listened to the show for any length of time, because frameworks for me took the chaos of my mind and aligned them. Like it allowed me to process the chaos of my mind and actually turn it into something that was productive. If you are an idea person, if you are a free spirit, then you know what I'm talking about because you tend to chase the muse, right? You're like, this is fun, and now it's not fun, and so you'll chase where the energy goes, and that oftentimes can be hard to then settle down and focus and then go produce something. So for years of my life in business, I felt behind. I've always felt behind, like I should be so much further in life than I am. And a lot of that was because I spent so much time chasing my tail. I had no framework to be productive. It's not that I didn't understand the concepts. I'm an intellectual and smart human being. I get the concepts of things. It was that I didn't take the concepts and move them into action. Or I would try to move them into action for a little bit, and then when it didn't produce an immediate result, I'd get frustrated or impatient and move on to chase some other kind of energy. Because I didn't have a framework. And what I notice, now I have a framework, and what I notice for others out there that I serve, that come through my programs, is that so many people are swimming in and drowning in a sea of fragmented frameworks. In other words, you read a book, and you read multiple books, and in multiple books, you've picked up multiple pieces of a framework, but you've never surrendered to the whole thing. You took a piece of that framework and you liked that author, so you took a part of their framework, and you went to that conference and you liked what the speaker said there, so you grabbed a part of that framework, and you grabbed all these fragments of frameworks and you try to build a business from fragments. And what you have is a shaky foundation at best. Moreover, what you have is a bunch of parts that you're drowning in, that actually provide no support, that actually push you under the water. And they actually help drown you because you can't grab onto anything solid. You have no framework. I love the word of that, right? Even just the word framework, if you think about it, gives you structure, stability. There's something to build from here. There's some foundations. There's something to grasp onto. But when you have fragments of frameworks and you're not surrendered and partnered with any one framework, there's nothing solid to hold on to. It's like drowning. You're literally like grabbing for something and there's nothing there. I see this all the time in marketing. People are like, well, I'm supposed to post 6 to 8 times a day. Or if you're a fan of Gary Vaynerchuk, you're supposed to post 100 times a day. The 100 post a day challenge. Like, what? And so you pick up these different little ideas, which would be a fragment, okay? Because an idea is not the whole framework. You pick up these fragments of things, and you're having a hard time being productive. I've experienced this in the last month because I am working on a new program that I'm super excited about. And in this program, as I'm building it, what I hired a company to teach me basically how they did it. And in learning how they did it, I'm basically taking on their framework. Like what they're teaching me is their framework. Now that's cool. That's good, right? It's good to learn. And so I like that I'm learning something new. It's helping me get access to what I want to build. But in the process of building this new program, I've gotten stuck. And it wasn't until what I noticed today was here's what I noticed today. It's because I'm trying to build it from both frameworks, from the one that I've been using that works really well for me, and then also trying to build it inside of what they taught me. And so now I have two competing frameworks, because you can't have two frameworks that work side by side like that. You're going to have to pick one. You have to pick a framework. And what I just haven't been picking one. And I think it was because I was in this spirit of learning something new and let's try this on. So now that I see it, here's what I'm going to do now. Now that I see it, I'm going to take what I've learned and I'm going to squeeze it through the framework that I know works for me, the framework I've already partnered with and surrendered to. Like, I have this framework and it's done amazing things for me. So now I get to take the new information and run it through the framework that I've already partnered with. Okay. Which feels a lot better, because as soon as I did that this morning, all the parts, the things that I learned and the ideas I had and all the swirly ideas, like all that stuff, poof, fell in line. I'm like, there it is. Like that's it. And that was, now that I have that, I've got momentum. I've got a path in front of me. But until I ran that information through the framework that worked for me, that I have partnered with, I was grasping for things, and there was no solid framework to hold on to. All I had was fragments. And then that caused me to postpone the work. I could have had this done faster, sooner, if I just would have seen, like, take everything that I'm learning that's new and run it through the framework that works for me. So this is the power of frameworks. And if you don't have a framework in your life, what happens is you're going to delay the success and the goals that you've set out for yourself. The framework is the thing that takes spirit, right? That takes the feminine energy of things and moves it into the masculine structure of things. Okay, if you want to put it in feminine and masculine energies, right? You've got to take the spirit of something, and in order for it to get productive, you got to bring it into a framework. And many of us in this tribe are comfortable in the feminine energy of things, like the idea, the ideation, the creation, the fun spirit of it all. And where we struggle is in the implementation. So here's the shortcut for you. It is finding and surrendering and partnering with a framework. Okay? If you guys would like a framework in marketing, because marketing is that thing that gets your word out, your message out to the world in a way that they get to find you. They get to say, I like how you see the world and how you speak about things. Maybe you could help me. If you would like to be productive in marketing and not just thinking about the goals you have, not just creating vision boards for your goals, but actually being productive and implementing things that actually create your goals, make your goals a reality, I have a program for that. It's called the Groundswell Method Intensive. Okay, you can go to groundswellmethod.com. The link is in the text of this post. And there are some videos waiting there for you. On the last page of those videos is an application button. It says apply today. Click the button, fill out the application, and it comes to me. At the time of this recording, the next Groundswell Method Intensive is going to be in April. So you've got some time to watch those videos, fill out that application, and it comes to me. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. I have a commitment to your important work in the world. If you are a heart-centered entrepreneur or business person in business who wants to make a difference in the world with others, you want to serve and support others in their becoming, my commitment is to you. I've gotten clear, like, you're who I'm here to serve. But in order for you to really make that difference in the world, you've got to begin to partner with and surrender to a framework, because that's what takes the heart of your impact, the heart of the difference you want to make, and actually moves it into reality. So here's to you, gang. Here's to you partnering and surrendering to a framework. See you tomorrow.